This is the best advice I've ever heard about the side business. Came from a millionaire. I used to appreciate him when I was a child, and the wisdom stayed with me. Worried that I wouldn't have the revolutionary idea that changes everything. His words were exactly, to me, I not need the habit of inventing success. He recognized the patterns that worked, indeed, and make it your own from then on. Today, I stopped guessing and I study what successful people do. This transformed my business. Side effects to multi-million companies. Dollars that made me a millionaire. I am indebted to that simple principle. You might be thinking, what a business? The side that works with people. Currently, for this very reason, today I'm going to share 7 real-life examples. Young people are currently achieving more than $100,000 annually from their side business. For you to follow their proven paths and repeat their success. And I reuse the notebook scraps because it needs to be updated. I will rate each one out of 5 in 3 main areas. How many, how long does it take to learn it, how many money you need, how hard that is, you earn $10,000 a month. The first side business idea is resale via eBay. This is Kay Towers. His life was without trend. His mother died when he was a child and did not know his father. At the end of his life, his teenage years, he worked in a double job with no clear way out. One day, I'm tired of feeling like a loser. So he started selling things to anyone. Base, thanks to his newfound motivation, was able to convert $400 into $317,000 within 1 year. But, Alice, is eBay over? Isn't it? It's all about Amazon now? Mistake. eBay's latest revenue shows it dies, but grows. I mean it in a year 2025, they achieved revenues of $2,700,000,000. That is an increase of 6% over the previous year. I know this sounds strange because you probably don't hear much about eBay, but when you understand the source of this growth, everything starts to make sense. In the early days, it was eBay and Amazon is close to competing for same audience.
But expanded Amazon to become a giant in selling retail, supported by logistics, fast delivery, without eBay. His path calmly. Instead of competing in speed and comfort, he began to dominate on the specialized areas. I'm talking about collectibles, old things, renewed technology, cards trading, and rare products. In these areas have loyal buyers. They still prefer eBay on Amazon every time. I know this. It's a cliche, but there's wealth in the majors. Kai knows this best from anyone, so he was able to reap lots of money via Control Complete on extensions. Games, sell things like levers, control memory cards, and even devices that help you become toys, stronger. And now to those reviews. Firstly, how long does it take to learn resale via eBay? I give this is 1 out of 5, because it's all you need. Choose one of the fields in which I mentioned it previously, and cut a month from your time to learn how the platform works. This leads us to the question, how money you need. I also give this a 1 from 5, because now, and without realizing it, maybe you sit on whoever goes and kisses. If you say I'm crazy, let me explain. To be successful on eBay, you need to have stock to sell before. To order a quantity of products there, a strategy that most people ignore. They set up their eBay account, selling unused items from their homes, and this has many benefits, like allowing you to learn the basics of eBay risk-free and set up your account with a record of sales and positive reviews, and make quick money that you can reinvest it in better stock. How easy is it to earn $10,000 per month? I give this a 2.5 out of 5, as Kay explained. You could start selling things unused from your home. Then you use that money as seed capital to expand and achieve more than 6 figures. Does that mean it will be easy? Of course you won't need to follow up. Your listings are constantly updated, and make sure your prices stay up competitive price. If you like it any time you have requested to try one of these works, indeed, from all the people who I remind them today to record videos, explain the steps they took to get started.
The second is the Heart of Label Deals commercial. This is Sahad Amin. At 16, he was diagnosed with cancer. Instead of allowing his illness he stopped. took advantage of the hours he had spent in hospital beds to begin with heart brand deals. This, in essence, means you arrive between an influencer and a brand, and you take part of the deal for yourself. But now, 6 years later, Enhav has achieved more than $4 million annually from working with major labels such as Ubisoft, Netflix, and Acer. He also works with some of the biggest influencers and public figures like Sidemen, Logan Paul, Stephen Bartlett, RD, and even Mark Tilbury.
The amazing thing is what an opportunity. It was still expanding when SoHit started. For the first time, he had to convince big signs that makers' content worth spending on them. He was fighting a battle, difficult because there were no influencers. They are viewed with great respect, however, now. The scene has changed completely. May 2025, New York announced times that Americans, and for the first time, once you watch broadcast content via the internet, is more than television traditional. What is the most viewed platform? Netflix or Amazon Prime? Maybe Disney? No, it was YouTube. An astonishing rate of 12.5%. Its closest competitor was Netflix by 7.5%. And that's why he succeeded. Brands make more money, ever the content creators. And if you can be the mediator who negotiates the deals, you can take a portion of the profits. However, why don't influencers get brand deals by themselves?
Airbnb doesn't have any. Uber does not own any cars. Amazon is just starting to connect buyers, sellers, and DoorDash helps you order all your food. Brokerage-based business, e.g. flip brand deals, it works great and is comfortable. An influencer should work with someone like you. He can manage the deal, and all they have to do is focus on create great content. Let's move on. Evaluations first. How long it takes heartbeats to learn brands? I give this 2 out of 5. As a mediator, in branding deals are your job. The main thing is to connect two worlds: creative people who are younger, older people, and the people who manage it. The major signs are often false. Older, the real value lies in managing both sides of that relationship. As long as you understand YouTube, you're done. Half practical already. Second, how many money you need.
1 business and 5 partnerships with influencers, you will have a verified agency. $400,000 a year.
And this not unrealistic numbers. Absolutely. It is absolutely possible. Influencer economy business idea.
The third aspect is editing.
This video is Tom Natra's before. For years, he was sitting in his dorm room. The university investigates student debt that accumulated, thinking it must be a better way to make money. He didn't know where to start, so he took the closest thing to him, which was him, his laptop, and decided to learn video editing. That one decision drove him to learn more skills, much more valuable than a certificate. He made his first $100,000 annual profits through work with some of the biggest companies and innovators, and liberating the cooperation of the founders.
For brands like Coca-Cola, Nintendo, Gymshark, as he left his room, small, and got the freedom to travel around the world and work from anywhere, there's no reason why you shouldn't do that. The editor's demand for dowry is increasing. Continuous actually constitutes the video, now 82.5% of total traffic. Global internet companies need to create a video in this. The moment is urgently looking for people. They can take its message and transform it to something people want to watch. Once you get good, you will be able to charge a lot because you will immediately increase from the company's will. But will it not be done? Replace video editors with intelligence artificial? The truth is yes. AI can cut syllables and synchronizes them with diction. But there are 2 reasons why this is impossible to replace the editors. First, emotion. He cannot feel with tension, or builds anticipation, or captures the moment. It gives you goosebumps. Secondly, intelligence. No, only he can innovate. Tradition studies what has been accomplished. It actually then copies those patterns. Either editors do not imitate, they innovate. AI will not be a suitable alternative. Let's take a look at his ratings first.
how long? How long does it take to learn video editing? I give this a 3 out of 5. Look, video editing is not something you master overnight, but it's nothing it takes years to learn. Little tune-in wealth portal that beginners, they make the mistake of focusing on luscious transitions and effects, but in reality, this is not what he is looking for. Most clients advise him that. Master the basics first, like how to cut, adjust tempo, and add music, and then practice crafting a story. If you manage to make the viewer feel something or stay tuned until the end, you will be 80% done. Next, how much money do you need for this? Definitely 1 of 5. Edited video is one of those skills, rare ones, you can start with almost nothing if you have a laptop and internet connection. Of course you are ready to go. You can save and invest in programs driven or faster computer, or even better storage is actually better. The editors I know are starting out on laptops, barely. You can export a clip at P2080 resolution, so don't wait to get yours. The perfect setup. Start with what you have. Learn the craft, and promotions will come, depending on income and not the other way around. Finally, how easy it is to earn $10,000 a month. I give this 3 of 5. The honest truth is that at first, you'll probably take over small jobs, like editing clips TikTok and Reels for content creators or companies, but don't ignore them. Small jobs will lay the foundation for your future profits. It is your ticket to build a strong portfolio. That's what it attracts higher-paying clients. You work with several clients a month, you will reach the 10,000 mark. Fourth side business idea, brand agency marketing. This is Jimmy Barlow, not gone. It took a long time and was like most broke students, stuck in a neighborhood he wanted to escape from it and wondered how he would become rich if he had no money, or only a laptop and some motivation. So he started marketing by agency brand and learn while you go. Work, and that decision was point about in his life. And now he achieves about $41,000 in profits per month. Dropshipping has been around a while ago, but agency marketing, branding is the field in which people make the most money in it. More effective compared to the method the old. Let me explain why. A few minutes ago, years, it was a marketing model classic proxy. Looks like this. Someone visits your store or makes a purchase, a product for $30. Then you go to AliExpress and buy same product for $10 and send it directly to the customer. On paper, seems like easy money, but it doesn't go smoothly. To achieve those, the deal probably spent $5 to $10 on advertising. And by the time you were dealing with returns or shipping issues, barely making a profit. And that's it. The problem with agency marketing, it works, but the marketing is fragile. Acting with a Vidra brand, everything is focused on building trust, design better websites, and give away the product. A brand people want.
Suddenly, use the product no longer, which costs $30, competing for pennies. Rather, it became a product priced at $80. People buy it because they believe. By the sign, your margins grow and fall, return rates, and it becomes your business. Lateral is more sustainable for this. The reason is that agency marketing has a sign. Commercialization is not just a next step. He is the smartest. And now to that important reviews. First, how many? It takes time to learn marketing. Proxy with a brand? Give. This is a 4 out of 5. Not because it is difficult, but because it takes time. It will not be immediately profitable. That's something natural. This is not a plan to get rich fast, but rather a long-term side hustle. Builds steady, predictable income. And like anything worth doing, it takes a few months. So it looks like the trip was actually the entire first month. It's about starting to talk about building your store. Test your ideas and find out how the parts integrated together will achieve something. Small successes and some encounters. Losses, but that's part of the process. The second month is when things start clearly. You have data, and I learned what works. Now it's about doubling down on the effort. The third month is where you move on. Growth stage by then. You may have made your first sale. The proof of concept is now time. Expand your advertising, reinvest profits, start thinking to a greater extent.
By the 6th month, I stayed steady and kept going. Learning, you will have a store. It achieves reliable profits. Of course, you will get there faster than I did. I followed proven strategies. That's what Jimmy explains inside the Wealth Portal. Second, how much money do you need? I give this 1 out of 5 because you can get started completely free. Beauty proxy marketing is you don't pay for the product until you check in selling it. Selling it is the only thing you should keep in mind. That maybe there is a delay until your payment is confirmed. Third, how easy is it to earn $10,000s of dollars a month? I give this 2 out of 5 because it's easier than most people think. So let me explain. It's $10,000 a month. It means $333 a day. Imagine that you run a store brand agency marketing. Each sale nets you about $520 after costs.
To achieve the amount, you will need approximately 14 sales per day. This does not require hundreds of clients or a huge audience, but just a few of people who find your store, they buy something that solves a problem for them. Real side business idea. The 5th is the identity of the brand. Commercial. This is Jack Watson, brought up without money, and after leaving school, he was stuck in an accounting job that he hated. He watches his life go by in Sand's office. Sol knew he needed a plan if he wanted to change his circumstances. He isolated himself for 6 months. He searched, read, and watched everything. What he can reach, and there he came across something called tag identity. Commercial. And after 6 months, he moved. From a negative bank balance to making your first $20,000 in a month. What is brand identity? Why is it on the rise? Imagine that. A company comes to you and says, "We want to people recognize us immediately and know us, who we are and what we stand for at a glance." Here comes the role of identity brand. Your job? Design. The whole look and feel of it. Work from logo and colors to fonts, images, and general style that makes it special. And because it has an impact directly on how people see for the brand and ultimately on how much money you make, the company is one of the most important paths to profitability. Problem is that there are thousands of designers who are leading $50 for a quick logo or social media template. But few offer the complete package that makes the brand looks professional and trustworthy. That's why the identity market exploded. The brand is where it stands. Its value is more than $9.5 billion. In 2024, it is expected to arrive to $40 billion in 2032. Look at this. That's Jove's logo. .UK, the old, and this is the new. How much do you think they spent on its design? $10,000? $50,000? $101,000? No, about $650,000 a dollar, or £500,000 sterling. It's shocking, right? But it shows that there is a huge opportunity in this area, especially if you think, I can do it. And now it's time of valuations. First, how long it takes time to learn the identity of the brand commercial. I give this a 4 out of 5 because it takes time. It's one side business that teaches you all a project with something new and unique. Once you understand this, you can start get paid real money for your work. Second, how much money do you need?
I give this 1 out of 5 because as long as you have a computer, you don't need to spend no real investment money. It's your time, not your money, so it is ideal for students. Third, how much? Easily earn $10,000 a month. I give this a 2 out of 5 because it delivers very investigative. I mean, your survival did not. This has only been practiced for a few years now. He charges $10,000 for a project. 1. Let's say you charge $2,500 for a tag identity package. A full commercial will need 4 clients per month, or 1 business per month. 6th, Business Idea Week this week. Short content strategy. Noah Braley was just a student. It's normal to browse social media without goal, and decide instead of consumption passive is to study what makes content spreads. Blogged all. Every speech, every comment, every transition he makes, people stop and watch until he finds out the exact formula that leads to spread. Once the code is decrypted, tested it on TikTok, and it worked.
Soon, he started helping makers,
Content and technology companies, even banks are developing their audiences. This led him to achieve over $100,000 before he turns 18. And the fact that short content, it is not just a fashion, it is the future. The average user of the TikTok application opens the application 20 times daily. And TikTok claims that users take average 90 minutes a day browsing. This attention is the new currency. Just think of all the millionaire young people you look up to. Mr. Best, KSI, or Jake Paul. They're all there. Wealthy people through exploitation two forms of attention. And to be strategic in short content allows you to take advantage of this power without to be a content creator. Your job helps small businesses, entrepreneurs, and coaches to develop their scores. Opportunities exist. You can work out with a gym or a cafe, or even an agent real estate doesn't know how to market. Same on social media.
Every work needs content and attention. And now they happily pay someone who knows how to offer both. Let's move on to the reviews. First, how long does it take to learn short content? I give this 1 of 5. You can learn the basics in a few days. Real skill, it comes from understanding why something works, and not just how to make it look good. If you spend 1 hour a day on analysis and creativity, we'll start with an observation. Secondly, patterns that people ignore. How much money do you need? I give this a 1 out of 5 because all you need is your phone. Most of you are probably watching this video on your phone. Finally, how easy it is to earn $10,000 a month. I give this 3 out of 5 because it depends. Your pricing method, once you become, well, I recommend that you come up with a name. Fixed, which is what you get regardless. Consider the results as well, something called a views reward.
And it is, an agreed bonus is paid to you if the video ended up going viral. Clients are open to it because it puts you both on the same page and motivates you to work hard to ensure success. Though a few videos went viral, a month is $10,000 a month. The idea of a side business becomes possible. The 7th is investment, and this, leading us to this guy, as you know, I started with nothing, and I was able to build a business that made me millionaire in his 20s. And yet, what lifted me to the next level, really is investment. It currently brings me more than $10,000 a week as income negative. That's why I really believe that investing is a side hustle which everyone should own. Because if your money doesn't work for you, you will always be stuck working from postpone it. When people stop me, they ask me always 2 questions. Which is better time to start investing?
My answer? Always the same. Never there. Better time to start than now. In my day, I needed intermediaries, minimum deposits, and hours of research to buy 1 share. But today, you can get started with just a few taps on your phone. The second question they ask is, how can I start investing? This is not easy to answer, and the street is for this reason raised so much. From videos on YouTube, I explain my strategies, though I wanted to delve deeper into the gateway to wealth. Contains hours of videos about investing money. I raise new videos, you can post questions, and make me evaluate your portfolio. For a limited time investment,
And now to look at evaluations. First, how long? How long does it take to learn to invest? This certainly 4 out of 5. It is easy to start with something like boxes, indicators, but for stock selection, individuality requires mastery, technical and fundamental analysis, and this, it takes a second time. How much money do you need? I say 1 out of 5 because most investment platforms now offer fractional shares, get you started for $1. And finally, how much? Easily earn $10,000 monthly? I'd say 4 out of 5 because it takes many years. And with that, when you get to it, it's income. A real negative. It does not require any work. If you want to learn investing for beginners, I will leave to you the video is there, but don't click on it. Subscribe if you want to increase your wealth. See you there.